Welcome back, guys. This is the second part of the two-piece set. This is the tutorial for the bralette. So first you're going to take some measurements. You need to take the top to the bottom of your boob. Mine was about 9 inches long, and then you need to take the bottom part of the under of your boob. I think mine was about 5.5 inches long, and then you take around the bottom of your boob. That's your under bust. And mine was about 27 inches long. So you need to put down all of these measurements because you're going to use the boob part to make a pattern for the bralette. So you need to get a piece of paper, a ruler, and a tape measure. If your ruler is in inches, then you don't need a tape measure. So for the first part, that is the top to bottom part of the boob, which mine was 9 inches, we're going to draw a long vertical line with those measurements. So I'm going to draw a 9-inch line here, and then we're going to use the bottom boob measurement. That is the one that I got 5.5 inches for. You're going to draw it horizontally at the bottom of the vertical line. So here I'm just straightening it out. And if you have curves that we use for sewing, you can use those as well, but I don't have those, so I'm going to freehand the rest of this pattern. So now you're just going to draw a little curve around both sides of the triangle. So you're just going to do this. Sorry guys, mine looks a lot messy. I know I do a lot of freehand because that's just the only way I know. If you have anything curved, please feel free to use that, but yeah, please don't judge me. So anyway, I have drawn this and I cut it out, and I cut out a few pieces of that. So now we're going to cut out a long strip of fabric. This is going to be your strap, so make sure it's very long. Mine was 120 inches long and 1.5 inches wide. You can make yours 2 inches if you want your straps to be thicker. And then for the around bust measurement, you're going to cut out this, you can make it as wide as you want depending on how thick you want the band to be. So I made mine 5 inches thick. As you can see here, it's 5 inches, yeah. And the around measurement is what you took. So for this pattern that you drew, you're going to cut out 8 pieces of this, okay? 8 pieces. So when you are done, we're first going to pin up the strap. So you're going to get your pins. I use pearl-headed pins for this. So you're going to pin this. You fold it in with the right sides inside and the wrong sides facing out. So you just pin it the way you see me doing here. You pin along the whole side of it, and you're going to sew along the edge where I have pinned. So yeah, you just do this for the rest of the piece. And then for the top of the bralette part, you're going to take 2 pieces and put them face to face. That is, the right side should be facing each other and the wrong side should be facing out. Then you're going to take the more curved side and pin along that edge. So I'm going to show you how I pin mine. So you just do it like the way you see me doing here. Just pin along the whole side from the tip to the bottom. And if you guys hear any birds here, I am sorry about that. Yeah, I live in a literal forest, as I've said, and I don't know why the owls are awake at this time, because as far as I'm concerned, they sleep during the day. But yeah, just by the way, if you hear any birds. So I'm going to do the same pinning for the rest of the pieces. You just pin them and sew along the edges. So here I'm going to show you guys how you can turn the strap. So you take the safety pin, make sure it's small enough that it can fit between the seam and the edge of the strap. So you're going to open it up and then put the pointy part through just one part of the fabric. Make sure that it's not pinning the other side, and you can pull as you see me doing. You close the pin and put the head in through, just like you see me doing here. So you push the safety pin through and pull the fabric at the end of it this way. The first part takes a little effort, but after that it goes through freely. So you push the safety pin in and pull the fabric at the other end, and you can see the safety pin just pulls the strap through. And when you're done, it will be turned inside out and you have the correct side facing out. So please do this carefully and as slowly as you can, so that the safety pin does not open inside, because I've had that happen a few times and it's so frustrating. Trust me, you do not want that. So you just pull it through like you see me doing here. You can watch something while you're doing this because it takes so long. So yeah, you pull this through and make sure that you're pulling the other end where my right hand is before you pull the middle, or else you're going to have, a whole bunch of fabric bunched up and it's going to be very hard for you to pull it through. So you just do this, you just pull it. You can see the strap coming out nicely. You see how I'm struggling to pull the end? Don't be like me, okay? Don't be like me. So then you take out the safety pin and you have your one long strap. Now keep in mind, this one long strap, you're going to cut it into two and have one for each side. That is why I said make sure that it is very long. So you cut this into two, and then you can use one, for each shoulder. So you take the pieces of the top part of the bralette that you sewed, open it up with the right side facing up and the wrong side facing down. I'm going to line the strap in the middle of it, and then take another piece and then put it on top of it with the right side facing each other. So the right sides will be facing each other and the wrong sides will be facing out. And then you're going to pin the strap to it so it doesn't move while you're sewing it. So once you do that, you're going to pin along all the sides of this. So I'm going to show you how I do mine. You just pin it like I'm doing. Oh God, this owl is so loud. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I'm so sorry if you can hear it. So you're going to sew around, kind of like a circle, except you don't sew the bottom part where the strap is coming out. So yeah, when you are done with this piece, you're going to do the same thing to the other piece, but make sure that you pin the strap in the middle too as well. You're not going to sew that part, but that's just to secure it so it does not move around while you're sewing it. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side and then sew around the sides that I pinned. And once I have them, please make sure that you take the pins out, okay? Last thing you want is to leave the pins inside and have them prick you. So you take out the pins and then you turn it inside out. Once you turn it inside out, please measure this against your boob and make sure that it covers, so you can make adjustments before you sew the whole thing together. Trust me, it's a very important step. So once you are done, you're going to take the other pieces that you cut out, right sides facing up like you see here, and then take the two bralette booby thingies and lay them, flat on the thing. My fan was blowing really crazy, so you can see the fabric moving. But yeah, you line them in the middle. Make sure that you push them a little over the edge like this, so that you can sew it and it doesn't get, you don't sew right on the edge, because that way it can come out really easily somewhere and somebody will see your boobies. I'm sure you don't want that. So you just pin it. I leave about 1 inch or, almost 1 inch allowance on the edge just to be safe. So I pin along the whole side. Oh, my fan. I need to get an air condition. Anyway, you pin along this. When it rains, it pours. She like the way that I work. So you pin it, pin, 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 pin. Sometimes I don't even pin. Like, this is a little secret I'm telling you guys. I really freehand so many things. Sometimes I don't pin, I don't measure, I just cut. You know, I'm so excited to do something that I don't even follow the proper steps. But please follow the proper steps, guys, okay? Don't try that at home, please. You will waste your fabric. Trust me, I've wasted so much fabric doing that freehand. And I still won't learn. Anyway, you sew across when you are done pinning. And then here you have it all sewed up. So you open it up, you know, you flip the fabric this way. And then we are going to pin and sew the edge too, depending on how thick you want the band, or, you know, how thin you want the band to be. I wanted mine kind of medium size, so I folded it in just a little bit like this. You know, I folded the other side too like this. If you guys want it to be easier, when you fold it over, you can iron it so that it stays, and then you can pin it easily. Because you can see that I struggled a little with the pinning here, you know. It kept moving and all of that, but I'm so stubborn, you know. I just like to do things so quickly. Anyway, I just pinned it up like this. I fast forwarded this part because watching me pin is so boring. So yeah, you pin it, and then when you are done, you sew across the parts that you pinned. Yep. So when you are done, we are going to get some pieces to make the loops that we are going to use. I measured 17 inches here, but I ended up just cutting the whole strip. So we are basically going to make kind of a strap like we did for the shoulders. So we're going to cut it out, you know, turn it with the right sides on the insides, you know, pin it, sew it, and then turn it inside out with the safety pin, just like you did, you know, we did earlier. So here I'm going to just cut up the fabric, the thin piece of strip that I need. Once again, you can make this as thick or thin as you want, but it's not really, you know, this one being thick is not really going to make much of a difference, you know. So I just did this. Once I'm done cutting it, I'm going to show you guys again, you know, just so you're sure of what I mean. So, you know, you fold it in this way and you pin it exactly like you did the first time. And then when you are done pinning and sewing it, you turn it inside out the same exact way. So here we go, you know, you push it in, pull, push, pull, push, pull, you know, and just keep going like that. Once this beauty reaches the end, you pull it out just like that. Yeah. And then you take out your safety pin and you cut this up. So depending on how many hoops you want on each side, you know, you cut it up that way. I wanted 2 on each side, so I cut this into 4. You know, I'm going to show you guys though how it would be if you used 1 or 2 on each side. So you take the edge, you know, of the band and you fold it inwards. You can also iron it as you do this as well to make sure it stays, you know, because it keeps trying to come out, you know. So if you were going to do it 1, you will put it in the middle this way and then sew across. But since I am making mine 2, I'm going to put 1 close to the left edge, you know, and put another one close to the right edge, just like this. And then I'm going to pin them just like this. And then once I pin them, I'm going to sew across just like this and do the same to the other side. So you fold it in, you put one strap close to the left end or right end, as I'm doing here. You know, pin it, put the other parts and pin it. Once you are done, you can see the bralette is already basically done. So I like to crisscross mine. So I take the left side, cross it to the right side and put it through the top hoop, and then cross it back to the left side and put it in the bottom hoop. You can do it another way, you know, you can cross the left through the left, the right through the right, however you like it. So I take my right side, you know, put it in the left top hoop, and then I cross it down to the right bottom hoop. And basically the bralette is done. I also made one with just one hoop in one side, you know, one hoop on each side, just to show you guys how it would look like. So if you did it one hoop on each side, if you just made one, you know, loop on each side, this is how it would look like. I'm going to show you guys in a second. So this is the other bralette that I made, and as you can see, it has one loop on each side, also very, very beautiful. And yeah, your bralette is ready to be worn. So this is how the finished look looks like. It's so nice. If you made this out of swim material, you could wear this to the beach, to the pool. You know, I would wear this out anywhere. It's so beautiful. So if you liked it, please leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, and please subscribe if you want to see more. So thank you guys so much for watching this, and have a lovely week.